Well, there are three fundamental problems which are associated with Muslims who are living in a state of minority in the various countries of the world. These are basically not problems but hypocrisies in the attitude of Muslims. Firstly, Muslims, wherever they are in a minority, they are very staunch supporters of secularism. They demand secularism at all levels so that the rights of the minorities can be safeguarded. They want it in the West, in the United States, in the United Kingdom, and in India. But the same Muslims are staunch supporters of theocratic regimes in Saudi Arabia. This is hypocrisy number one. You want secularism in the West and in places like India, but you support theocratic regimes in the Arab world. Secondly, the Muslims who are in a minority, they usually indulge in, bashing of the West because they claim that the West is responsible for the immense anti-Islam propaganda. Now, it is true that the West does not respect Muslims to a great extent, but it does give them rights. You can go to the West, you can get citizenship in the West, you can marry Western women, and you can do your own business in the West. But the same Arab world which you pledge allegiance to, no matter for how many years you work over there, you cannot get a citizenship in the Arab world, you cannot marry Arab women, you cannot, independently run a business over there. So this is hypocrisy number two. You disparage the West, you criticize the West, saying that they don't respect you, but you say nothing about the Arab world, which neither respects you nor gives you any rights. Lastly, and most importantly, whenever there is something in the West which goes against Islam or Muslims, Muslims who are in a minority, they tend to protest. But the same Muslims, they will say nothing when small minorities within the Muslim community are persecuted. Suppose there's a clash between Muslims and non-Muslims, like in Kashmir or Palestine or Chechnya or in somewhere in China. Then the Muslim response will be very aggressive, very hostile. But the Muslim response to, intra-community conflicts in places like Pakistan between Sunnis and Shias, persecution of Ahmadiyas, destruction of Sufi shrines, all these, the responses which you see to those problems, to those concerns, to those conflicts, to those disputes are very lukewarm. They are not even considered to be problems. Take the case of blasphemy. In the West, if anybody paints a cartoon of Prophet Muhammad or, destroys any supposedly old Muslim monument, then there will be a huge hue and cry. But Saudi Arabia has been on a demolition spree. They've been destroying old mosques and old things associated, which are intrinsically associated with Islamic history, associated with the Prophet. They are being destroyed day after day. There are plans of even leveling the Prophet's tomb in the mosque at Medina, but the Muslims world over, they're not saying a word about it. So these are three fundamental hypocrisies which I associate with Muslims who are living outside the Arab world, and I expect them to realize that the Arab world is not as kind to them as they think it is.